Yeah, let me tell you all the story. Everybody gather round. Once there was a boy, he was the coolest kid in town. He knew he wasn't perfect, just like everybody else, but he always knew the importance of staying true to himself.
Hi, my name is Molly Keene. I'm a freshman this year at Emmanuel College.
I'm Alyssa Martin.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Collins.
I came from Reading, Massachusetts, in the Reading Public School District, and I would really like to thank my ninth grade English teacher, Mr. Brokener. You've had a lasting impact on my life, so thank you very much.
I attended Barnstable Public Schools, and thank you, Ms. Oberg, for changing my life for the better.
I went to Winchester Public Schools and Lexington Christian Academy, and thank you, Mrs. Elliott, for showing me how to care for others.
Personally, I think it's very important. I want to be a teacher myself, and so through my student teaching experiences, I realized how important it was to get a connection with the students along with the teacher I was working with, and it just makes the environment better overall. It makes everyone just feel more comfortable.
A caring student-teacher relationship is really important to me because it creates more of a mentor relationship opposed to a separate teacher above student relationship, and it makes it much more easy to approach a teacher with questions beyond academic experiences.
A teacher that really sticks out in my mind was my 8th grade science teacher. He didn't really try and have relationships with the students, or academic relationships with the students. He more so was just, here's the material. We would just sit in class. He wouldn't make small talk with us. He wouldn't ask us about our weekends, and I think, or anything of that matter or that nature. So I think that going from that environment, from all my other classes, I would go to that class and I'd be less excited to go. I'd be less excited to learn because of the way he presented things.
I've had some teachers that I haven't had the best relationship with, and it just makes me want to do that work a lot less because it just seems as though they don't care as much about their students and they're doing it more for themselves instead of to benefit other students.
I think it's so important to just show enthusiasm and show that you want to have an exciting classroom environment. So I think that's been something that I've always kind of kept in my mind. And then I've had so many other amazing educators and teachers who've come through my life, and I think they've all shown caring and compassion, and I think those are the relationships in the classroom that really are just so important and that we need to have more of.
Positively, I've noticed that I've just felt more comfortable overall coming to class, and that makes me want to work harder for that teacher academically and want to just do better for them. And emotionally the same way, I just felt more comfortable going to them. If I had something going on at home, I knew that I had someone to talk to that was an outside source.
I had a teacher that directly told us that she cared more about our character than our academic performance. So in response to that, I learned to care about people's character and not care as much about my grade, but to care about the actual content I was learning and personal growth and the growth of my classmates.
My 9th grade English teacher, Mr. Brokener, has been one of the most influential teachers and also people in my life. He not only wrote my college essay, he came to my grad party. One of my best friends, who also was fortunate enough to have him as a teacher, me, Mr. Brokener, and his partner, we're all going to go out to lunch soon. So it's really nice to be able to continue that relationship outside of the classroom. That friendship, I would almost call it a friendship now, which is so cool because he was such an influential part of my life and a part of my transition from middle school to high school, and it's been so amazing to be able to keep that connection and friendship. So it's been awesome.
Personally, my junior year English teacher, Ms. Oberg, really impacted me. She made me realize I wanted to be an English teacher myself, and she just let me go to her whenever I needed to. She told me her free blocks if I just needed to talk about anything, because we had very similar personal problems of our own. And so she understood where I was coming from. She was always a helping hand. If I wasn't able to do a homework assignment or something going on at home, she would give me an extension because she knew I was being honest, and it was just a really beautiful connection that I had with her.
My high school English teacher offered to pray with me one day when I approached her about a specific subject. and through that, she just brought my pain before God, because she knew that she couldn't do much about it, but she taught me really how to just place my troubles not before any other person, but before God, that she was able to do that with me and support me in that way.
Teacher-student relationships matter.
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 Teacher-student relationships, they really matter.
Everybody gather round. Once there was a boy, he was the coolest kid in town. He knew he wasn't perfect, just like everybody else, but he always knew the importance of staying true to himself, cause all the other kids would hide behind a mask. So when they took attendance, he the only one in class who could probably raise his hand when he heard his name. Never lost track of who he was.